The city was alive with constant noise, traffic, voices, and movement, a place where people believed that danger was always loud and visible, yet no one noticed the whispers at first. They slipped silently into the night, so faint and subtle that most dismissed them as imagination or fatigue. Some heard them near their windows, others outside their doors, and a few claimed the voices followed them from room to room. But since no face was ever seen and no shadow ever caught, fear was slow to take root. Everything changed with the first death. A middle-aged man was found dead on his sofa just before dawn, his body untouched, his doors locked from the inside, and his eyes frozen wide open in terror. Doctors declare a heart failure, but the expression on his face suggested that something far more horrifying had taken place. Within days, more bodies appeared, each death identical to the last. No wounds, no struggle, no forced entry. Neighbors began reporting that on the nights of the murders, strange sounds had been heard outside the victims' homes, whispers that did not belong to the wind, whispers that felt personal, deliberate, and unsettling, as if an unseen presence was standing just beyond the walls, breathing secrets into the darkness. The media named the unknown murderer the Whispering Killer, even though no one had ever seen him, and that invisibility became the most terrifying part of the mystery. Locks felt useless, walls felt fragile, and silence itself became something to fear. Inspector Ari Varma was assigned to the case as panic spread across the city, and from the moment he stepped into the first crime scene, he sensed that this was unlike anything he had faced before. The house was eerily calm, almost peaceful, as if death had arrived quietly and left without resistance. Security cameras showed nothing but empty streets and ordinary shadows, yet people continued to die inside locked homes. Witness after witness described the same experience, a crushing feeling of being watched, followed by whispers that spoke directly to their deepest fears, regrets, and hidden guilt, things no stranger should ever know. Arv searched for patterns, routines, and logic, but the case offered nothing solid to hold on to. Police patrols were increased, officers stationed outside vulnerable homes at night. But even under armed protection, the whispers returned. During one patrol, officers reported hearing voices outside a guarded house, and when Arv arrived at the scene, he felt it himself, a heavy pressure in the air, a presence without shape or form. Suddenly, one officer collapsed, screaming that the voices were inside his head, forcing memories he had buried for years back to the surface. That night, no one was killed, but the message was unmistakable. The killer had been there, invisible, untouchable, and completely unafraid. Desperate for answers, R consulted a retired psychologist who proposed a terrifying theory, that the killer might not be entirely physical, that it fed on fear and entered the mind rather than the home, using whispers not as sound but as thoughts amplified until the brain could no longer endure them. Extreme psychological terror, she explained, could shut the body down completely, stopping the heart without leaving a single mark. Following her advice, authorities urged citizens to fill the silence with sound, music, television, constant noise, and gradually, the deaths came to an end. The city slowly relaxed, convinced the danger had passed, but Arv could not shake the feeling that something remained unresolved. Every night, just before sleep, he felt watched, and soon the whispers came for him as well, reminding him of cases he had failed, lives he could not save, and choices he regretted. It was then that he realized the most horrifying truth of all. The whispers were no longer outside his home, but inside his own mind. In that moment, Arv understood what the city had learned too late, that what cannot be seen is far more dangerous than what can be seen, because while you can fight an enemy standing before you, you can never escape something that lives within you, waiting patiently in the silence.